Hello guys, and welcome to my new video of Python full stack course for beginners. So let's get started. So in this video I'll be teaching you while loops and for loops. So while loops is pretty easy. You can just simply write while followed by your statement or your condition, and then a colon, space, and it also have a default indentation of 4 spaces, very similar to if and else statement. And I can say print or whatever my task I want to follow. So let's define a condition for it. I can say a is equal to 0, and I can say while a is less than 5. So right now a is less than 5 and it always be. So I can say print a. So what will happen is that this will be a never ending loop, because a will always be less than 5 and it will again and again print a. So we need to increment a. So what I can say is a is equal to a plus 1. So if you remember, in the last video we talked about how can we increment a by 1 or whatever we want. So I can say plus equals 1. So this is exactly the same, but this is a shorter way. So if I try running it, it says 1 2 3 4 5. So many of you must be thinking that a was 0, then why is it printed 1? Because before printing a we have incremented it by 1. Okay, so we also have else and continue. So what will they do? So in the terminal we just saw that 4 was printed. Now let's say we don't want to print 4. So what we can do is, before printing I can say if a is equal to 4, then I can state continue. So what this continue will do is, it will skip this part of loop, whatever will come next. Now if I try running it, it says 1 2 3, it skipped 4 and it printed out 5. And I can also do like, I don't want to print after 4, means I want to print up until 3 and including 3. So I can say if a is equal to 4, I want to break the loop. So the breaking will permanently stop the loop. It says 1 2 3 because when the input was 4, it breaks the loop. So that's all for while loop. Now let's start with for loops. So for loops are way too interesting. So before starting with for loops, let's declare some strings, dictionaries, and list. So I can say string Now I've declared a string, a dictionary, and a list. So let's try printing them out with for loops. So what I can do is I can say for name of my variable, like let's say I in, and I can place whatever I want, like let's try printing out list, and I can say list, and I can say print I. So what am I doing is that this I will go through every item in this list, that is Apple, Google, Tesla, and it will print them out. Now it printed out Apple, Google, Tesla. So that's what we wanted. Similarly, I can do with string. It says hello world. Now if you remember, in strings the items are its letters including the space. So that's how we do it. And we can also print a range. We can say range from 0 up until and not including 6th index. And if I try running it, so it printed out 0 1 2 3 4 and 5, not including 6. And maybe I can do make it 4 and let's say 12, and we see the result as 4 up until and not including 12. And similarly I can print out this dictionary. Now if you remember, dictionary has key value pairs. This is key, this is value, this is key, this is value. Similarly this is key and this is value. So I can declare two variables here. Now if you remember, in the first video or so, I told you that we can declare two variables like a comma b is equal to 1 comma 2. So now a will have the value of 1, b will have the value of 2. So very similar like this, I'm going to declare two variables like, let's say, key comma value. So you can name them anything. I'm just naming them like this to make you understand and you can correlate with dictionary. And I'll make this dict, which is the name of my dictionary, and I have to say dot items, which is a function. So I can say print key followed by comma. It's very similar like concatenation, but concatenation is just between string and string, and like this you can mix up. And if I try running it, it says name Navneet, age 14, hobby coding. That's what we wanted. Now this is a very healthier way to print out a dictionary. Now I can also perform break and continue in for loops. So how can I do that? So I can simply say if the key is equal to like, let's say, age, I want to break the loop, or let's say continue. So what this will do is it will skip the age and it will directly go to hobby because we are continuing. So if I try running it, it says name Navneet, hobby coding. Now it skipped out the age. Similarly, I can break the loop, let's say at age, and I can say break. It only says name Navneet because it broke the loop after age. Okay, so that's all for this video. Now it's time for a mini challenge. So guys, I want you to perform nested loops in for loops. So you just have to create two lists of names and surname, let's say three names and three surnames, and you have to create a for loop inside a for loop, and you have to perform nested looping in for loops. So no prior research required. You can simply apply your brain a bit, and I'll see you guys after the challenge. Okay, so I hope you guys were able to figure out the challenge. So let's see how can we do that. So let's clear this off and make a list of names. So for names and surnames, I found a website. You can also visit the website Quick Name Generator, and I can simply copy any three names, like let's say this. So I've printed out the name and the surname. So let's start creating for loops. So what I can say, for I in names, and I'll create one more for loop inside it, and I can say for, let's say, any other variable j in surname. And I can say print, sorry, I can say print name, comma space, and comma surname. So what I'm exactly doing here is I'm saying that firstly go to first item of name, that is Hamish, and after that start another for loop for j in surname. So it will create names like Hamish, Adamson, then it will go to the next loop in j and it will say Hamish, Christie, and it will go to another loop in j and it will say Hamish, Thorne. And when that is completed, it will again go back to the name I in name, and it will start with Suraj Adamson, Suraj Christie, Suraj Thorne, and similarly it will do with Dainton. Sorry guys, I have to put I in here and J in here because I is the part in name and J is the item in surname. So if I try running it, it says Hamish, Adamson, Hamish, Christie, Hamish, Thorne, Suraj, Adamson, Suraj, Christie, Suraj, Thorne, and similarly with other. Okay, so that's all for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe and share the channel. Like the video if you liked it, dislike if you didn't, and I'll see you guys in the next video.